Leta mchanganyiko. Nataka lero lero ni lero, lero lero ni lero.
Langa mugamba nubobei umoja wewe nubobei nubobei leo ni leo leo ni leo leo ni leo asemaye kesho ni muwango asemaye kesho ni muwango mama ni muwango ni muwango.
Tunasema Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Na inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Nchi ambayo kuna raha na ustawi.
Inawezekana.
Na inawezekana.
Leo ni leo.
Mungu bariki nchi yetu ya Kenya.
Inawezekana.
Haki iwe ngao na mlinzi.
Leo ni leo.
Tukae na undugu.
Inawezekana.
Amani na uhuru.
Leo ni leo.
Raha.
Inawezekana.
Tupate na ustawi.
Leo ni leo.
Na inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo. Langa mugamba nubobei umoja wewe nubobei nubobei leo ni leo leo ni leo leo ni leo asemaye kesho ni muwango asemaye kesho ni muwango mama ni muwango ni muwango. Braja Baba ay 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 Sini wa baba Baba Jeshi ya baba Baba Sini wa baba Baba Jeshi ya baba Baba Sini wa baba 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 Jeshi ya baba 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 Sini wa baba 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 Jeshi ya baba 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 Sini wa baba 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 Sini wa baba Baba Jeshi ya baba Baba Sini wa baba 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 Jeshi ya baba 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 Sini wa baba 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 Jeshi ya baba
Na nimesema kila familia ambaye hawana mapato, kama kuna njaa na chochote, kila mwezi watapata shilingi 6,000 kutoka kwa serikali. Nataka vijana wafanye kazi wa maana, sio kazi ya kusukuma wilbaro.
Yani leo ni Azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni Azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Boga Safina wanatosha, inawezekana. Yani leo ni Azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni Azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Boga Safina wanatosha, inawezekana. Rero ni rero, ayangu rero ni rero. Rero ni rero, jamani rero ni rero. Baba Tinga fire, 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 fire. Azimio fire, 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 fire. Tuko na baba Kea, 6,000 ziwe mfukoni. Mengi yatatokea, maendeleo mpaka mashinani. Kwa kilimo biashara, Boga Safi anatenda. Mama shule atajenga, hata watunza wa mama wajane. Hata basari watoto wasome. Hata watunza wa mama wajane. Boga Safi, kazi safi, wale moja. Yani leo ni Azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni Azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Boga Safina wanatosha, inawezekana. Yani leo ni Azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni Azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Boga Safina wanatosha, inawezekana.
Baba Raila Odinga, mtetezi wa anyonje. Boga na mama Safina, kazi safi muzire. Safina anomayo mikono uwagwire. Boga uchitapa kazi uzire. Tonda watabu Raila uchigwira Safina. Tonda watabu uchigwira ye Boga baba.
Yani leo ni Azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni Azimio, inawezekana. wanatosha, mboga safi na wanatosha, yani leo ni azimio, mwaka huu ni azimio, Raila Odinga anatosha, anatosha.
Raila ndo Mandela wetu, yeye ni wetu, kaleta ugatuzi kwetu, mkombozi wetu. Miaka mitano ni yako we baba, ulete mifano ni Mombasa. Tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele, tuko tayari azimio lifike kilele, tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele, tuko tayari azimio lifike kilele.
Ili ndilo jeshi la baba Raila Amolo Odinga, tukiwa na mama Charity Ngilu, Mata Karua, Peter Kenneth, Kanini Kega, James Orengo, Kalonzo Musyoka, Junet Mohamed, na bila kusahau Hassan Adjo 001. Nisalimie mama Safina Kwekwe, mwambie hapa ndo timu ushindi, tunakwenda na mboga safi, mambo safi.
Fire! 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 Vijana fire! Vijana fire! Asanteni sana.
Sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, 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 sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba.
Na nimesema kila familia ambaye hawana mapato, kama kuna njaa na chochote, kila mwezi watapata shilingi 6,000 kutoka kwa serikali. Nataka vijana wafanye kazi wa maana, sio kazi ya kusukuma wilbaro.
Yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana, mwaka huu ni azimio, inawezekana, Raila mboga safi na wanatosha, inawezekana, yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana, mwaka huu ni azimio, inawezekana, Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana, yangu rero ni rero, rero ni rero, jamani rero ni rero, baba tinga fire, 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 azimio fire, 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 tuko na baba kea, 6,000 ziwe mfukoni, mengi yatatokea, maendeleo mpaka mashinani, kilimo, biashara, mboga safi anatenda, miradi kwa kina mama, mama shule atajenga, hata watunza wa mama wajane, hata basari watoto wasome, hata watunza wa mama wajane, mboga safi, kazi safi, wale moja. Yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana, mwaka huu ni azimio,
mtetezi wa anyonde, boga na mama Safina, kazi safi muzire Safina, anomayo mikono uwagwire, boga uchitapa kazi uzire, tonda watabu Raila uchigwira Safina, tonda watabu uchigwira ye boga baba.
Leo ni azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Boga Safina wanatosha, inawezekana. Yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Boga Safina wanatosha, inawezekana. Raila ndo Mandela wetu, yeye ni wetu, kaleta ugatuzi kwetu, mkombozi wetu. Miaka mitano ni yako we baba, ulete mifano Nairobi, Mombasa. Tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele. Tuko tayari, azimio lifike kilele. Tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele. Tuko tayari, azimio lifike kilele.
Ili ndilo jeshi la baba Raila Amolo Odinga, tukiwa na mama Charity Ngilu, Martha Karua, Peter Kenneth, Kanini Kega, James Orengo, Kalonzo Musyoka, Junet Mohamed, na bila kusahau Hassan Adjo 001. Nisalimie mama Safina Kwekwe, mwambie hapa ndo timu ushindi, tunakwenda na boga safi, mambo safi.
Fire! 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 Vijana fire! Vijana fire! Asanteni sana. DJ, pana leta mchanganyiko. Nataka lero lero ni lero, lero lero ni lero.
Langa mugamba nubobei, umoja wewe nubobei, nubobei. Leo ni leo, leo ni leo, leo ni leo. Asemaye kesho ni Mungu, asemaye kesho ni Mungu. Mama ni Mungu, ni Mungu.
Tunasema Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Na inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Nchi ambayo kuna raha na ustawi.
Inawezekana.
Na inawezekana.
Leo ni leo.
Ndoto yao ambayo walisema Mungu bariki nchi yetu ya Kenya,
inawezekana.
Haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, tukae na undugu,
inawezekana.
Amani na uhuru,
leo ni leo.
Raha
inawezekana.
Tupate na ustawi,
leo ni leo.
Na inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo. Langa muka
mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Adehu, mbio, onera, morome. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Adehu, mbio, onera, morome.
Rudia bwana, donge.
Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Adehu, mbio. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Wazee munataka nani? Wa mama munataka nani? Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Wazee munataka nani? Wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Adehu, mbio, onera, morome. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani?
Braja Baba. Ay, 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 Sini wa baba. Baba. Jeshi ya baba. Baba. Sini wa baba. Baba. Jeshi ya baba. Baba. Sini wa baba. 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 Jeshi ya baba. 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 Sini wa baba. 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 Jeshi ya baba. 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 Sini wa baba. Baba, Baba, Sini wa baba, Baba, jeshi ya baba, Baba, Sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, 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 Sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba.
Na nimesema kila familia ambaye hawana mapato, kama kuna njaa na chochote, kila mwezi watapata shilingi 6,000 kutoka kwa serikali. Nataka vijana wafanye kazi wa maana, sio kazi ya kusukuma wilbaro.
Yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Boga Safina wanatosha, inawezekana. Yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni azimio, ni rero, ayangu rero ni rero. Rero ni rero, jamani rero ni rero. Baba tinga fire, 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 fire. Azimio fire, 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 fire. Tuko na baba kea, 6,000 ziwe mfukoni. Mengi yatatokea, maendeleo mpaka mashinani. Kwa kilimo biashara, mboga safi anatenda. Miradi kwa kina mama, na mashule yatajenga. Hata watunza wa mama wajane, hata basari watoto wasome. Hata watunza wa mama wajane. Mboga safi, kazi safi, Kwale moja. Yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Mboga safi na wanatosha, inawezekana. Yani leo ni azimio, inawezekana. Mwaka huu ni azimio, inawezekana. Raila Odinga anatosha, inawezekana. Mboga safi na wanatosha, inawezekana.
Ni baba Raila Odinga, mtetezi wa anyonge. Mboga na mama Safina, kazi safi muzire. Safina anomayo mikono wagire. Mboga uchitapa kazi uzire. Tonda watabu Raila uchigbira Safina. Tonda watabu uchigbira ye boga baba.
Yani leo ni azimio,
inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
inawezekana.
mboga safi na wanatosha,
inawezekana.
yani leo ni azimio,
inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
inawezekana.
mboga safi na wanatosha,
inawezekana.
Raila ndo Mandela wetu, yeye ni wetu, kaleta ugatuzi kwetu, mkombozi wetu. Miaka 5 ni yako we baba, ulete mipano Nairobi, Mombasa. Tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele. Tuko tayari, azimio lifike kilele. Tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele. Tuko tayari, azimio lifike kilele.
Ili ndilo jeshi la baba Raila Amolo Odinga, tukiwa na mama Charity Ngilu, Martha Karua, Peter Kenneth, Kanini Kega, James Orengo, Kalonzo Musyoka, Junet Mohamed, na bila kusahau Hassan Adjo 001. Nisalimie mama Safina Kwekwe, mwambie hapa ndo timu ushindi. Tunakwenda na mboga safi, mambo safi.
Fire! 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 Vijana fire! Vijana fire! Asanteni sana. DJ, pana leta mchanganyiko. Nataka lero lero ni lero, lero lero ni lero.
Langa mungamba nubobei, umoja wewe nubobei, nubobei. Leo ni leo, leo ni leo, leo ni leo. Asemaye kesho ni Mungu, asemaye kesho ni Mungu. Mama ni Mungu, ni Mungu.
tunasema Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Na inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Nchi ambayo kuna raha na ustawi.
Inawezekana.
Na inawezekana.
Leo ni leo.
Watu yao ambayo walisema Mungu bariki nchi hii yetu ya Kenya, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, na raha tupate na ustawi. Na inawezekana.
Leo ni leo.
Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Ate hu, mbio, onera, morome. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Ate hu, mbio, onera, morome.
Rudia bwana. Donge.
Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Ate hu, mbio. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Wa mama munataka nani? Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Wazee munataka nani? Wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Ate hu, mbio, onera, morome. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu, mkono juu. Mkono juu, mkono juu. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani?
Braja, baba, ay, 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 sini wa baba, baba, jeshi ya baba, baba, sini wa baba, baba, jeshi ya baba, baba, sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, 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 sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, 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 sini wa baba. Baba, sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, 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 sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, baba, sini wa baba, baba, jeshi ya baba, baba, sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba, 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 sini wa baba, 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 jeshi ya baba.
Na nimesema kila familia ambaye hawana mapato, kama kuna njaa na chochote, kila mwezi watapata shilingi 6,000 kutoka kwa serikali. Nataka vijana wafanye kazi wa maana, sio kazi ya kusukuma wilbaro.
Yani leo ni azimio,
inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
Inawezekana.
Boga Safina wanatosha.
Inawezekana.
Yani leo ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
Inawezekana.
Boga Safina wanatosha.
Inawezekana.
Rero ni rero, ayangu rero ni rero, rero ni rero, jamani rero ni rero. Baba Tinga fire, 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 azimio fire, 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 fire. Tuko na baba kea, 6,000 ziwe mfukoni, mengi yatatokea, maendeleo mpaka mashinani. Kwa kilimo biashara, Boga Safi anatenda, miradi kwa kina mama, mama shule atajenga, hata watunza wa mama wajane, hata basari watoto wasome, hata watunza wa mama wajane. Boga Safi, kazi safi, wale moja. Yani leo ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
Inawezekana.
Boga Safina wanatosha.
Inawezekana.
Yani leo ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
Inawezekana.
Boga Safina wanatosha.
Inawezekana.
Baba Raila Odinga, mtetezi wa anyonge, Boga na mama Safina, kazi safi muzire. Safina anomayo mikono uwagwire, Boga uchitapa kazi uzire. Tonda watabu Raila uchigwira Safina, tonda watabu uchigwira ye Boga baba.
Yani leo ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
Inawezekana.
Boga Safina wanatosha.
Inawezekana.
Yani leo ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
mwaka huu ni azimio,
Inawezekana.
Raila Odinga anatosha,
Inawezekana.
Boga Safina wanatosha.
Inawezekana.
Raila ndo Mandela wetu, yeye ni wetu, kaleta ugatuzi kwetu, mkombozi wetu. miaka mitano ni yako we baba. Ulete mifano Nairobi, Mombasa. Tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele. Tuko tayari, Azimio lifike kilele. Tuko tayari na baba, tusonge mbele. Tuko tayari, Azimio lifike kilele.
Ili ndilo jeshi la baba Raila Odinga, tukiwa na mama Charity Ngilu, Martha Karua, Peter Kenneth, Kanini Kega, James Orengo, Kalonzo Musyoka, Junet Mohamed, na bila kusahau Hassan Adjo 001. Nisalimie mama Safina Kwekwe, mwambie hapa ndo timu ushindi, tunakwenda na boga safi, mambo safi.
Fire! 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 Vijana fire! Vijana fire! Asanteni sana. DJ, pana leta mchanganyiko. Nataka lero lero ni lero, lero lero ni lero.
Langa mugamba nubobei, umoja wewe nubobei, nubobei. Leo ni leo, leo ni leo, leo ni leo. Asemaye kesho ni muwango, asemaye kesho ni muwango, mama ni muwango, ni muwango.
Tunasema Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Na inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Kenya mpya inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo.
Nchi ambayo kuna raha na ustawi.
Inawezekana.
Na inawezekana.
Leo ni leo.
Watu yao ambao walisema Mungu bariki nchi yetu ya Kenya.
Inawezekana.
Haki iwe ngao na mlinzi.
Leo ni leo.
Tukae na undugu.
Inawezekana.
Amani na uhuru.
Leo ni leo.
Raha.
Inawezekana.
Tupate na ustawi.
Leo ni leo.
Na inawezekana.
Inawezekana. Leo ni leo. Umoja wewe nubobei, nubobei. Leo ni leo, leo ni leo, leo ni leo. Asemaye kesho ni muwango, asemaye kesho ni muwango, mama ni muwango, ni muwango.
Vijana munataka nani? Baba. Na wazee munataka nani? Baba. Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kono juu, kono juu, kono juu. Kono juu, kono juu, kono juu. Kono juu, Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Ate hu, mbio, onera, morome. Kono juu, kono juu, kono juu. Kono juu, kono juu, kono juu. Kono juu, kono juu. Fede. Vijana munataka nani? Na wazee munataka nani? Hadi wa mama munataka nani? Kila kona munataka nani? Ate hu, mbio, onera, morome.
Daughter had changed the ringtone and you're wondering whose phone is that ringing. So just confirm that your phone is on silent before we proceed. We'll be starting shortly. But for now, we're going to have some soft music played by the Presidential Escort Band as we wait for the official beginning of this ceremony. The band.
Nini unafanya hapo wewe? Kwani mkutano ni kina nani? Toka hapo wewe.
giving us some light entertainment there as we get ourselves ready to begin. We'll be starting very shortly as we'll now be ushering our guests who are coming in for us to begin officially. In case you had missed the announcement, kindly, if you have your phone, and if you need the washroom or the bathroom, kindly exit through the back to your left. There's a beige building where we have both ladies and gents. So you exit to the back and to your left. Do we have Excellency Raila Odinga? Karibu sana. Next we have His Excellency, the Deputy President of this great nation. Why don't we welcome him with a clap, together with Pastor Dr. Dorcas Rigathi, the spouse to the Deputy President. Karibuni. Next we have the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Why don't we welcome him with a clap? He's going to be the one running this program. Karibu sana Waziri Mkuu, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. Karibu.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, Your Excellencies, I wish to introduce General Retired James Kabarebe, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Rwanda. Your Excellencies, could you be upstanding for Her Excellency Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania? Your Excellencies, now we welcome His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, former President of the Republic of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, may we welcome His Excellency Jakaya Kikwete, former President of the Republic of Tanzania. Ladies and gentlemen, now we welcome Your Excellency Lieutenant General Gavis Ndirabuka, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Burundi. Your Excellencies, can you be upstanding as we welcome His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan. Thank you. Your Excellencies, let us also welcome His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellencies, now we welcome His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya.
I request Your Excellencies remain standing as we'll start with two anthems. We'll start with the Kenyan National Anthem, followed by the East African Anthem. The Kenyan National Anthem.
You may be seated, Your Excellencies. Let me make some introductory remarks. Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Cabinet Secretaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to stand before you today as we gather for this significant occasion, the official unveiling of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga as Kenya's candidate for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission. Allow me to extend my profound appreciation to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya for his steadfast leadership and wavering support for Kenya's candidate in this critical continental endeavor. Today marks another milestone in Kenya's historic pursuit of the AUC chairmanship, a position that has the potential to reshape the trajectory of Africa's governance, integration, and development agenda. Over the past months, we have seen a relentless commitment to advancing Kenya's candidacy, driven by the determination of the candidate himself, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, whose seasoned leadership and Pan-African vision resonate deeply with Africa's collective aspirations. The Right Honorable Raila Odinga embodies the ideals of a people-centered, visionary leadership that the African Union Commission needs. He is a leader who has tirelessly championed the cause of African unity and progress, and unwavering espousing the principle of Think Africa above all. His commitment to the ideals of the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, is resolute, and his vision for an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful continent is one we fully support. There's a famous quote by the French philosopher Voltaire: no problem can withstand the assault of sustained thinking. I believe this embodies Raila's approach to leadership. His intellect, his dedication to African integration, and his focus on unity and development are precisely what the African Union needs. As a long-standing Pan-Africanist, he has always espoused the idea that Africa must come first and that our continent's future lies in our ability to unite and act collectively. This candidacy, therefore, is not just a national mission. It is in many ways a continental one. Raila Odinga is not just Kenya's candidate, he is Africa's candidate, a man who holds fast to the dreams and hopes of millions of Africans who yearn for an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful continent. His candidature is rooted in the belief that Africa's progress must be driven by its people, for its people. To the African people, Kenya presents to you a candidate who will give the AU visibility and a deserving place in global discourse. One of the expected priorities is to take the African Union to the people and make it work for the citizens of Africa. Indeed, Honorable Raila is a Pan-Africanist who has emerged at the right time to drive Africa's transformation. I am proud to say that under the astute leadership of His Excellency the President, our foreign policy has taken giant strides, ensuring that Kenya remains a vital player on the continental and global stage. This unveiling today is a testament to that continued leadership and the confidence we have in Raila to carry this mantle forward. Our President has led this mission from the front, engaging with leaders across the continent to ensure that Kenya's candidate receives the endorsement and support necessary to secure this crucial position. Therefore, from today onwards, the candidate will intensify his continental engagements by traveling far and wide to present himself to the leadership of African states. As a ministry, we are the focal point for the candidate and our processes remain razor sharp. I thank the staff at the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, led by Principal Secretary Singoi, as well as the strategic team of Honorable Raila for the commendable progress so far. I stand here with full confidence that this candidacy will rally not only Kenya, but the entire continent behind a vision that promises unity, development, and a future where Africa stands tall on the globe. Your Excellencies, before I bring the candidate forward, there's a video, a very short one for 3 minutes, which will play, and then the candidate will be invited on the podium to make a few remarks. But before the video plays, Your Excellencies, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge that we have a very broad cross-section of representation here. Let me start by acknowledging the African Diplomatic Corps. If they could just stand where they are, that would be most grateful. They are all over, but thank you so much for gracing this occasion. We also have ambassadors and high commissioners from the European Union. We have representatives from the Asian continent, ambassadors who are here. Thank you so much for being present. We also have ambassadors from the Americas. Thank you for being present. Your Excellency, we have members of parliament, we have members of the corporate society, we have religious leaders, we have governors, We have the entire cabinet present here. We have principal secretaries, and we have so many well-wishers who are gathered with us here. Please accept our appreciation for your attendance. Thank you. Now it is my honor to request that those playing the video to play it right away.
Again, very important, guys. So coming to the telecom industry again, telecom industry pretty much goes about using predictive analysis to gain all of the insights that they need to make better decisions, to make faster decisions, and to make more effective decisions. Again, as I was talking about the internet pack example, again, this was very key in that. And then analytical customer relationship management. It is used for fraud reduction. It is used for pretty much going about
Okay, sorry for the slight mishap. I think it is only proper that I now call on stage the candidate himself so that he can speak and present his case to us. I now invite the Honorable Raila Odinga to be found within the premises and brought forward. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I was being advised by His Excellency President RUTO that there is a Baba, a title that seems to go to His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, and then there is Baba. So, Your Excellency Raila Odinga, the podium is yours. You can address us. Thank you.
Haya. Your Excellency, President William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, President Mama Suluhu Hassan,
President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellency, President Salva Kiir, President of the Republic of South Sudan, and Your Excellency, Baba Olusegun Obasanjo, former President of Republic of Nigeria. Then my brother, former President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. My other brother from Burundi, General Gervas Ndikarukubuka, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Burundi, and Brother James Kabere, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Rwanda. Distinguished diplomats, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo, good morning. I am so delighted to have opportunity to stand before you here this morning to see this distinguished audience here. I want to say that this is an occasion which the Lord has made, and let's be proud in it. Today, I stand before you here as a candidate for the chairperson of the African Union Commission. I'm personally encouraged and humbled by the collective support for my country and the Eastern African region. The official unveiling of my candidacy as Kenya's nominee for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission is a major impetus and milestone in my bid. And I'm so happy that my brothers and sisters have taken time to come and be here physically and personally today. The history of Africa is replete of low and high moments. Africa is widely considered the birthplace of mankind, whose political organization was reflected in great kingdoms across the continent. And as of today, the oldest species of humanoid has been discovered in this region. So in Ethiopia, in northern Kenya, in Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania. So there's no doubt that this is the home of mankind. However, the continent has suffered slavery, colonialism, humiliation, repeated aggression, and internal violent conflicts. However, Excellencies, like the legendary Phoenix, Africa has risen from the ashes of these historical atrocities to make a full-blown arrival on the global stage. Consequently, you have heard slogans such as African Renaissance and Africa Rising. Nonetheless, I envisage an Africa where our visionary sloganeering will translate into strategic action for the transformation of our continent. Unfortunately, even as we rise, our continent still grapples with emerging challenges and vulnerabilities, including identity conflicts and wars, hunger, poverty, violent extremism, advanced climate change, acute unemployment among our youths, transboundary pandemics and infectious diseases such as mpox and other threats to human security and dignity. My plan is to work with you, Your Excellencies, and make the AU more people-centered and serve the interests of the vast voiceless majority of Africans. The African people should feel the AU in their lives. Excellencies, if elected chairman, I propose to utilize the transition period to critically analyze the existing proposals for reforms and building capacity of the AU Commission. The ultimate aim is to follow up on the implementation of the reports so far formulated. Certainly, the story of Africa is not all gloom and doom. Thanks to the work Your Excellencies are doing, Africa has been on an upward and positive trajectory in recent years. In February, the African Development Bank reported that Africa will account for 11 of the world's 20 fastest growing economies this year. The continent is set to remain the second fastest growing region after Asia. I deeply appreciate your efforts in restoring hope on the continent, and it is my wish to have a chance to complement your efforts as AU chairperson. Excellencies, throughout my leadership and service to the public, I have noted the significance of defining strategic goals and appreciating the influence of political dynamics, outcomes of these goals. So decision-making must be backed by a balance between policy and geopolitics. I plan to work with you, Your Excellencies, to integrate this continent. You're one people who unfortunately are trying too hard to separate from each other. I have traveled the length and breadth of this beautiful continent, and I have seen the faces of Africa's future. I was involved in peace negotiations in Burundi with Marimo Nyerere. I was involved as the mediator of the AU with the conflict in Côte d'Ivoire. I was involved in Mozambique. So I understand the continent. And I see the faces of our children, full of hope and energy, and unbound by the borders of yesterday. I dream of an Africa where those borders and colonial languages no longer divide us. We don't want to see Africans to be divided as Anglophones, Francophones, Lusophones. I want them to be Africaphones. From the hills of Kenya to the deserts of Sahara and the Kalahari, from the lakes of Great Rift to the rainforests of Central Africa, from Indian Ocean to the Atlantic, Africans must be one. Its resilience and hope for a bright future transmitted to our young people. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my selection to be Kenya's candidate is not about one man's ambition, but an African's journey to serve the motherland. Indeed, I plan to constitute my cabinet of chairpersons with a continental outlook. I'm grateful that friends and eminent persons across Africa have volunteered to engage in my campaigns from the West, North, South, Central, and of course, Eastern Africa. Excellencies, I'm ready to serve. My heart is ready, and my hands are steady, and with your support, I shall get the opportunity to be of service to Africa, the cradle of mankind. I am made in Eastern Africa for Africa. I have said that I'm an Afro-optimist as opposed to Afro-pessimist. Afro-pessimists are those people who have given up on Africa, who say Africa is a lost cause, a wasted continent. But Afro-optimists are those people who believe in African development, that Africa can be developed with the efforts of the African people. This is what I believe in. I have come from the school that believes in the efforts of the founding fathers of our continent, those who were visionary, who envisioned an Africa that was united. Kwame Nkrumah, Ahmed Sekou Touré, Gamal Abdel Nasser, the late Emperor Haile Selassie, Jomo Kenyatta, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda. Those were some of the founding fathers of our continent who believed that Africa will only develop if it is united. Nkrumah said that Africa must unite or perish. That is the school in which I'm coming. To be able to realize the dreams of the founding fathers, first we need peace on the continent. In 2013, they talked of silencing the guns. But in 2024, the guns are not silent on the continent. We will work to ensure that guns are silent so that we can be able to have a peaceful development. Secondly, Africa is a victim of climate change. Africa today suffers from twin disasters: droughts and floods on the continent. Yet Africa has emitted very little of the carbon that is polluting the world. So Africa needs to be compensated. But this will not come if Africa goes to negotiate as individual countries. If we go and talk as Kenya, as Uganda, Tanzania, Nigeria, Mozambique, or Algeria, the rest, those major offenders will not listen to us. But when we go and talk as Africa, they must listen to us and be able to get a fair deal in the issue of climate change. We also need to green Africa. But Africa is also home to the second largest carbon sink in the world, the Congo forest. But how do we continue to green Africa, to arrest the desertification, southern advance of the Sahara Desert? These are issues, they are challenges which we are equal to. We can be able to deal with these issues effectively if you have got an effective organization in Addis Ababa. African youth today drown in the Mediterranean, trying to get to greener pastures in Europe. It's a shame. We must arrest this trend and ensure that we create conducive environment within the continent here. And this youth do not have to flee to go to Europe. And this will only happen if Africa works together as a united continent. We know that Africa is one of the richest continents on planet Earth. It is a paradox. The richest continent is also the poorest in terms of living conditions of its people. This we must put to rest. We should not continue to blame those other people who have exploited the continent. We have the ability to reverse this trend and get Africa moving forward again. Therefore, we need to be able to ensure that Africa uses the resources that it has effectively. We need also to ensure that Africa also trades with itself. Africa is wasting a lot of time searching for markets where they put very unequal terms to goods coming from Africa. The inter-African trade today stands at only 15%. Inter-European trade stands at 70%. Inter-Asian trade stands at 60%. Even inter-South American trade stands at 35%. We need to ensure that Africa trades more with itself. We need to address the constraining factors. One, the non-tariff barriers which have been imposed by other African countries against goods from neighboring countries. More importantly, we need to address the issue of infrastructure development in the continent that will make it easier for African countries to trade with each other. I have been the High Representative of African Union on the issue of infrastructure. So I know the major challenges that Africa faces in the issue of infrastructure. The Trans-African highways, the Cape to Cairo, the Tunis to Cape, the Dakar through Khartoum to Djibouti, the Dakar, Lagos to Mombasa, the Beira to Lobito and Walvis Bay, the high-speed railway networks in the continent, those are issues that require to be dealt with. The LAPSET, the Lamu Port, South Sudan, Ethiopia, that will continue through Bangui and go all the way to the Cameroon port of Kribi, creating a land bridge that links the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean and opening up the interior landlocked countries within the continent. These are some of the issues that can be dealt with and will deal with. Then connecting Africa through high-speed fiber optic network. And then to facilitate faster communication. Then the issues of air transport. Air transport is a major challenge in the continent. We were talking about open skies to make air transport easier. Today, traveling across the continent is too expensive. You have to get permits to fly over countries, delaying movements, and make it too expensive. Flying over Europe is much easier than flying over Africa. We need to have a continental air control system within the continent so that people can travel from east to west, north to south without a problem. The other one is the issues of visas. My friend Aliko Dangote says that for him to travel across the continent, he needs 35 visas. His French competitor does not need a visa to travel with a French passport in Africa. What a shame. In Europe, You only need a Schengen visa, and you can travel across the entire Europe without a problem. We will also ensure that we reach a stage where we can issue an AU visa and enable people to travel across the continent without much of a problem. I therefore want to conclude by saying that I am ready for Africa. And I believe in the story of the African lion. The lion is an African animal. It's a king of the jungle. The Cameroonian national soccer team is called the Indomitable Lions. The soccer team of Senegal is called the Lions of Teranga. The soccer team of Morocco is called the Atlas Lions. Here in Eastern Africa, we call it the Simba. Call me the king of the jungle. When the king roars, the jungle listens. So our story of the African lion. The African lion is giving a message to the Asian tiger. Tiger is the Asian animal. And I want my Asian friends here not to take offense. The African lion is giving a message to the Asian tiger that you Asian tiger, you've danced on the stage alone for far too long. It's your time to quit. The European bear retreated to the North Pole long time ago and is freezing there in the ice. The American panther is also on the retreat. But I'm here as the African lion. I've been asleep in the jungles of the Congo, but now I'm awake and I'm sitting on African gold, African oil, African diamonds, African iron and copper ores. I'm sitting on African bauxite. I'm sitting on African lithium and coltan and uranium. And I have the ability to transform all these materials that I have into wealth for the benefit of my people and claim the 21st century as an African century. End of the message from African Lion. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. You can be seated. Indeed, that's a very powerful message about the African lion. Your Excellency, let me give very special recognition to the ambassadors from the Middle East, the Gulf states. Please be upstanding. Thank you so much for being present with us. Let me also acknowledge that we have the Speaker of the Senate with us in our midst. Now it is my pleasure and honor to invite His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, to make some few remarks and invite His Excellency President William Ruto to take up from there.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Your Excellencies, heads of states and government present, Your Excellencies, ambassadors and high commissioners and members of the diplomatic corps, heads of delegations, members of parliament, and all dignitaries present, good morning. Your Excellency, let me say this is a great moment for our country. What a day, what a moment. We are here, Your Excellency, as a country to unveil Kenya's finest to go and lead Africa. It's a proud moment for this country. And I want to say, Your Excellency, the people of Kenya have been united to a man by the candidature of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga to be the chairperson of the African Union Commission. This is a quest that has brought pride to our nation. And I would like to tell the leaders here from Africa and the representatives that as a country, as we present the Honorable Raila Odinga to be our candidate, it is because Africa, our motherland, deserves the best. The passion and zeal of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga in Pan-Africanism is well documented. Passion knows no age, knows no limit. In the person of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, he'll join the ranks of Jomo Kenyatta and Kwame Nkrumah in pushing the agenda for Africa. I therefore want to say, Your Excellency, the lessons of today are that Raila Odinga, the Right Honorable, is a man of great resilience, endurance, and perseverance. Today, you are going to unveil the transformation of the Right Honorable Odinga from a national leader to an African statesman. And for us in leadership, we have learned great lessons of resilience, endurance, and perseverance. Somebody may ask, why is Rigathi Gachagua, who has before had issues with the leadership of Raila Odinga? As a truthful man, I had nothing against him. It's only that we were competing for the same position between him and my boss. Now that he is going for a bigger seat in Africa, all of us, from the president, I, and the rest of Kenya, are behind him. And the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, as a man who listens to the ground, let me confirm to you, I've listened to the ground, and all Kenyans across the political divide, across communities, are in support of your candidature, and we wish you well. Before I call Your Excellency, let me acknowledge the place of family, not just in our lives, but in leadership. I think it is a great moment for the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. It's appropriate that I acknowledge on behalf of the country the role Mama Ida Odinga has played in the life of this great son of this land. Mama Ida Odinga, we salute you as a country for having been a very strong pillar to your husband in very difficult times, and his lowest moments, you have always been there for him. We ask families to support their spouses. So Mama Ida Odinga, as we wish you happy birthday, it is my hope and prayer that your next birthday will be celebrated at Addis next year. And if you invite President William Ruto to come and he's not able to come, Mr. President, I'll be very happy for you to send me to represent you in that great birthday. We therefore want to say as a country, it's a great moment. And Right Honorable Odinga, I have noted with a lot of appreciation, my wife, Pastor Dorcas, who is a very prayerful woman, has been praying for me and the President daily. And I noted from yesterday she has added you in her prayer. And because her prayers work, we have no doubt that you will get this seat. Mr. President, it is now my honor to request you to come and anchor Kenya's finest and embark on the journey of transformation of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga from a national leader to a great African statesman. President William Ruto, please come.
Thank you very much. Please, let's take our seats. Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Great Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, our Chair of the East African Community, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of South Sudan, Your Excellency, my elder sister Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellency, Lieutenant General Gavis Ndirakubosha, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Burundi, Your Excellency Jakaya Kikwete, former President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellency Baba Olusegun Obasanjo, former President of the Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency retired General James Kabarebe, Minister for State for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Rwanda, ambassadors, high commissioners, heads of delegations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to have this opportunity to extend on behalf of the people of Kenya a warm welcome to each and every one of you, and to thank you for making time out of your busy schedules to attend this historic event. We do not take it for granted that you found time to come. On the contrary, your visit honors our nation greatly. It is therefore an immense privilege to host all of you as we assemble in Nairobi to announce Kenya's nomination of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga as candidate for the position of chairperson of the Africa Union Commission. Your Excellencies, our meeting today underscores our shared commitment to regional solidarity and integration in East Africa and our determination to mobilize effective collective action for the benefit of the citizens of our countries and the entire African continent. Our East African region, which is home to more than 500 million people, rightly considers this moment to be its turn to offer leadership on the basis of the principle of inter-regional rotation. I am encouraged by the fact that more than ever, our region's leadership is alive to the complexity and dynamism of the challenges which form the regional and broader international context of our Pan-African moment. These challenges range from political instability and associated governance issues, conflict and insecurity, together with related humanitarian tragedies, cross-border and international crime, including various forms of illegal trafficking in drugs, arms, and persons. Others include climate change, whose effects have trapped many countries in the difficult place between extreme drought on one hand and devastating floods on another. Equally encouraging is our firm shared understanding that this context is incomplete if we do not pay attention to the global implications of an African continent that is undeniably on the rise, powered by an unprecedented demographic dividend and equally incomparable endowment of natural resources, including critical minerals and renewable energy potential, which are vital for a future that is going to be underpinned by sustainable green growth. Our Pan-African moment, ladies and gentlemen, must be defined by the transformation of our collective capacity to solve our various crises and turn our potential into engines of sustainable growth and inclusive prosperity for present and future generations. In other words, the time has come for Africa to radically recalibrate its institutions to effectively facilitate growth and development across a broad range of spheres, thereby enlarging the field of possibilities of our nations and also our peoples. To seize this moment, we need an African Union that can coordinate, oversee, and drive important continental agenda in a manner that brings Agenda 2063 onto the fastest delivery track. This will be an AU that is empowered with adequate diplomatic, security, governance, financial, technological, and even ecological leadership, and a management capacity to steer us rapidly beyond the sustainable development goals to Africa that we all want for the benefit of every nation and every African citizen. The feeling that Africa is ripe for this historic moment of radical transformation is shared by all our people and all our friends. Nothing stops us from moving into the necessary gear to claim our destiny, and this is why institutional reforms at the African Union are fundamentally essential. This understanding of the monumental possibilities before us and the urgency of our historic moment was underscored here in Nairobi when, at the close of the inaugural Africa Climate Summit, the continent's leaders announced a new transformative agenda under the Africa Leaders Nairobi Declaration on Climate Change and Call to Action. Among many significant pronouncements, the Nairobi Declaration emphasized the imperative of just, inclusive, equitable, and fair multilateral institutional architecture as a fundamental prerequisite for us to transform our immense potential into inclusive opportunities and sustainable prosperity for all of us. Fellow African leaders agreed at the summit that this would be by enabling our continent to industrialize for the world while also decarbonizing it using our abundant human, mineral, energy, and natural resources. The Honorable Raila Odinga has spoken extensively on the same. To actualize this ambition, the transformation must begin here at home in our continental institutions. Africa must aim at greater self-reliance and a more pronounced role in global governance. For this to happen, reliable and predictable resources to implement the Africa Union goals of sustainable development and deeper integration are necessary. To this end, I want to promise Kenya is firmly committed to upholding the Kigali decision and will remain a strong contributor to the AU budget as a pioneer in implementing the 0.2% levy on eligible imports. The evolving global landscape requires us to discard outdated principles, practices, and institutional arrangements in order to embrace new opportunities. It is a fact that our continent is now a significant global player, and we must leverage this enhanced profile to our advantage. The success of our transformation will be measured in terms of the relevance and effectiveness of our policies in transforming Africa from the ground up. Moreover, to give all our people and nations a fair chance to seize emerging opportunities, the task of addressing the persistent problems of state fragility and forgotten conflicts while boosting humanitarian efforts must further escalate significantly as a critical priority for all of us. Accordingly, Kenya has committed significant resources to processes aimed at achievement of peace and stability in our region, including in Sudan and also in Somalia. The complicated challenges arising from the prevailing geopolitical environment, including the impacts of war in Middle East and Eastern Europe, and the growing threats to cybersecurity at a time when humanity is increasingly reliant on technology and connectivity, which have intensified the dynamism and complexity of the operating environment of our institutions and require a flexible approach to technology and security. These are interventions that require leadership. Our commitment to federalism from regional to global levels remain steadfast. Kenya has already stepped up to enhance its contribution to Africa's development by championing institutional reform at the African Union. We believe that offering a highly qualified, experienced, and competent candidate to lead the African Union Commission is perfectly consistent with our commitment to the transformation of our continent through our institution of Pan-African unity. The Honorable Raila Odinga is a celebrated statesman whose longevity in leadership has been sustained by an unrelenting devotion to democratic change as the foundation of sustainable freedom and prosperity. Kenya has benefited from progress both on the broad stage of national governance as well as the evolution of specific sectors that are attributable to reforms championed by the Patriotic League of indomitable visionaries, among them the Honorable Raila Odinga. I want to say the Honorable Raila Odinga possesses the professional capacity and experience, a proven track record of transformative leadership, and a wide experience of accomplishments at the national and regional levels. Furthermore, the Honorable Raila Odinga enjoys a sterling reputation as a zealous Pan-African who has consistently demonstrated a strong faith in Africa's possibilities and exemplary commitment to the cause of laying a robust foundation for Africa's transformation in our time. Therefore, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I know that Honorable Raila not only possesses the requisite credentials, but he is also the ideal candidate to lead the Africa Union Commission. Accordingly, Kenya endorses his candidature unreservedly, and we commit wholeheartedly to support his candidature, his vision, and his leadership. He embodies extensive experience and a deep understanding of both African affairs and global dynamics, which are crucial for leading the African Union further into the center of global affairs and closer to the hearts of the African people. Excellencies, I present to you a visionary Pan-African, a bold and wise leader, a professional and technocrat, as well as a towering statesman and a veteran mobilizer for positive change. I am confident that he will give his utmost and do all it takes to make Africa proud and Africa powerful. I think the lion story is apt. To assist in making the case for Honorable Odinga's candidature, I also unveil the Secretariat, which will be led by Kenya's Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary, Korisingwe, and Ambassador Elkanah Odembo. It will also include a diverse membership drawn from 5 regions of the Africa Union. The assignment we are called upon to undertake at the Africa Union Commission is the work of all Africans, for all Africans, and a noble cause to bring our peoples and nations in touch with the promise of the glorious future we all deserve. A new chapter in our common journey has begun. We shall travel on this road to freedom and democracy, stability and security, peace and prosperity with all our people, all our leaders, governments, and with all our partners throughout the world. And I'm happy that the global community is represented here by our ambassadors. We take this assignment very seriously, and we have entrusted it to our most capable steward. On behalf of the people of Kenya, I wish the Honorable Raila Odinga success as he makes his case to be elected as the chairperson of Africa Union Commission. I am highly indebted to each and every one of you, heads of state, leaders of delegation, and friends, for taking part in this historic event for Kenya, for East Africa, and it's my prayer that the Honorable Raila Odinga will be elected the chair of the Africa Union Commission. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless our East African region, and God bless our continent, Africa. Now it's my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to request a few people to make some remarks. And then I will ask my colleagues, heads of state, to make their remarks as well. Let me ask, by way of beginning, General Retired James Kabarebe from Rwanda to come and make very brief remarks. Welcome, my friend. You can come and make it here.
Your Excellency President William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored on behalf of Rwanda, representing President Kagame, to be here today in Nairobi to witness the official launch of Honorable Raila Odinga's campaign for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission. My sincere thanks to His Excellency President William Ruto for inviting Rwanda to witness this gracious occasion. As we gather here today, it is essential to reflect on the significance of the African Union Commission. The African Union Commission is the engine of our collective efforts moment in Africa's journey towards greater unity, prosperity, and global footprint. It is therefore with immense pride and confidence that we gather here to launch the campaign of a leader whose name is synonymous with the relentless pursuit of democracy, development, and the African spirit, that is Raila Odinga. Honorable Raila Odinga is a name that resonates not only within Kenya, but across the African continent. His contributions to the struggle for democracy, good governance, the development in Kenya are well known, and his influence extends far beyond his country's borders. Honorable Raila has demonstrated time and again that he possesses the wisdom, experience, the leadership necessary to bring about the transformation that Africa needs. His commitment to the African cause, his relentless pursuit of justice, and his deep sense of responsibility to the people make him an ideal candidate for this role. As we launch this campaign, I call upon all African leaders and the citizens to support a candidate whose Pan-African credentials are not in doubt, and ensure that the African Union Commission is led by someone who is champion of the interests of all Africans to foster unity and to work tirelessly to achieve the goals we have set for ourselves as a continent. Africa deserves a leader who can bridge divides, foster cooperation, and ensure that the African Union remains a strong and united force on the global stage. Raila Odinga has demonstrated time and again that he is capable of bringing people together, of driving forward the agenda of development, and of standing firm in the face of adversity. His leadership is what Africa needs at this critical time. Let us show the world that Africa is ready to take its destiny into its own hands, to speak with one voice, and to work toward together for a betterment of all our people. By electing Honorable Raila Odinga as chairman of the African Union Commission, we will be making a powerful statement about our commitment to a stronger, more cohesive, and more prosperous Africa. Together, we can make African Union stronger, more united, more responsive to the needs of our people. In conclusion, let us remember that the success of this campaign is not just for Honorable Raila's success, it's Africa's success. It is the success of every African who dreams for a better future, of a continent that is united in purpose and strong in its resolve. Thank you so much, and may God bless Africa.
Thank you very much, Minister, for that statement. Let me now request Baba, the Honorable Olusegun Obasanjo, the former President of Nigeria, to make a few comments.
I am not as short as you think I am. Your Excellency, President William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, President Museveni, the doyen of East Africa, and the President of Republic of Uganda. My sister, Your Excellency, the President of Tanzania, Madam Samia Suluhu Hassan, Your Excellency, President Salva Kiir, the Chair of East African Community, and the President of South Sudan. My dear colleague, General representing the President of Burundi, and my dear colleague, General representing the President of Rwanda. Prime Minister Raila Odinga, my friend, my brother, and my dear sister, Mrs. Odinga. My dear colleague, President Kikwete,